Hey there, everybody. Hey there, Glenn. What day is today, Glenn? Come on, Glenn, say it. Come on, say it.
Hump
It's
day?
Hump Day. It's Hump Day. We're back with another show, The Hump. Here we are. Mark Mac Live. I'm your lead cameraman for the evening. I got with me a fantastic guest tonight. His name is Glenn Poulos. If you don't know him, he is an award-winning author. He's also a top LinkedIn voice. So we'll get into a little bit about that, what you think of that being a top LinkedIn voice, and how you get to become a top LinkedIn voice on LinkedIn. I would love to be that. I don't know. I do try to talk as much as I can, or share as much as I can on LinkedIn and be helpful. And maybe one day they'll crown me that. But we're going to get into talking about your book. We're going to get into talking about entrepreneurship. This man built 2 companies, sold 2 companies, and now just can't sit at home in retirement. So he's off and running on maybe a 3rd project. So we'll get into talking a little bit about that. But welcome to the show, Glenn. Nice to see you. How's it going?
Thanks, Mark. Thank you for the introduction, and it's great to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I would love for you to introduce yourself to my audience. Let us know where you live, where you're from, what's your family, et cetera, and what you're focused on in the next couple of, retirement years, I guess.
All right. So, my name's Glenn Poulos. I'm Canadian. I'm from Toronto. I worked most of my career in Canada. The businesses that I built and sold were Canadian companies. The second one was bought by a U.S. company, and I sort of took on a more North American role. But started out as a federal civil servant for the weather service in Canada, and my boss told me I was in the wrong job and told me to go be a salesman. And so I took him up on his suggestion and went and got a job in sales in 1985 and worked for some guys for a number of years. And then I realized the power of leverage, which we can talk about at some point here. And I went out on my own, started my first company, Wave, and worked there for 15 years, sold that business to a public company in Canada, and then went on to start and grow another company, Gap Wireless, for another 15 years, which I sold in 2022. And I just finished a 3-year stint of, with the private equity guys. I just, New Year's Eve was my last day, became a free agent, and packed up the wife and moved to Florida. And now we're trying to figure out about doing it all over again for a 3rd time. Third time's the charm, as you said. So
yeah.
Hey, so I know that was fast, but I mean, we can dive in at anywhere,
Yeah, no, listen, hey, I appreciate it. There was no timer. I have a friend of mine who does a show this evening. It's Jessie Lizak's show, and she goes on at 9:00, and she gives people the timer, and it's always a trick to see if people can get it done within 2 minutes. But I was looking at our timer, and you made it, so you're good to go.
Good stuff. Good.
No, I'm excited. I think, like, it's interesting. I thought what I had read was that maybe it was more technical sales. So I thought you were like an engineer, or you were like.
I am. Yeah, I went to technical school, and I got a job as a electronic technician for the weather service, fixing electronic gizmos. Yeah, and
that's when he told you you're in the wrong job.
Yeah, I was an electronic technician. I was in the I was an EL4, and electronic engineering 4, level 4, and I knew exactly how much money I was going to make and what my pay increase was going to be, and then I would probably become an EL5, and I I knew like you can sort of game out your whole life in the Environment Canada or at the National Weather Service, whatever, right? You go through the levels. It's and I thought I'm not sure this is going to meet my income demands and whatever for a whole life, because not to say that it's a bad living or whatever. It's very defined, right? Like you have 7 bands in each category, and there's only so many levels of each category within the government. So, you got to compete for them, and eventually you run out of categories where there's enough space for everyone, and, kind of top out. Right. And then you get your best 3 years, and that becomes your 70% of that or something becomes your pension, I think, at But I kind of chose a different path, right? Now, all those guys that I worked with, they're all retired. So
Yeah.
I don't know who did it right or wrong.
Well, listen, you know, it's a matter of who, you know, everyone's happy anyway. Hey, give me 1 second here. I'm getting a comment from LinkedIn saying it's not broadcasting, ironically.
Oh,
and
shoot. Okay.
asking me to end the stream and start it again.
Okay.
That's all. Hold on a second.